What is up, Yankee fans? My name is Ryan Garcia. This is Fireside Yankees. We are live to talk about the trade deadline. We're going to go from around 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock Eastern time as we record this. And we're going to go up until around the 11:20 mark, somewhere in that range, depending on what's going on. And then we're going to go live once again at around 1:30-ish. We're going to go back live again and rediscuss some Yankee stuff. I'm going live on a different platform with I'm going to be a guest on a show later today, and I'll give you guys a link for that. It is with the Red Sox show, Pesky Report, with a really, really great group, and I'm really excited for that. But let's get into the meat and bones here. It's deadline season. It's deadline conversations. Let's start going here. Where at? I'm here. I'm here. I'm home. I'm Aki. Who is getting 2019 vibes right now? Look. The Yankees did acquire people. But they are in a spot where they need to get pitching. Like, they desperately need to get pitching, and I think it's got to be 2 or 3 or it's not good enough. That's where I'm at. Hell to no, unless you get him for very little cost. The Yankees still need bullpen arms. Yeah, I'll talk about this real quick. So for Sandy Alcantara, the New York Yankees, I reported yesterday, have displayed interest in Sandy Alcantara. I'm going to pronounce his name wrong so many times. I'm going to just flip-flop the pronunciations here. The New York Yankees are among teams interested. They want to get pitching, controllable pitching in any way possible. Sandy would be a really important piece for this. Sandy would really help with that, with acquiring controllable pitching. The Yankees do not want to just target rentals, and that's really important. So I think personally the Yankees are going to try and get controllable pitching. I think they're going to end up with controllable pitching, but we'll see. They have to do something. They have to get guys. They have to get pitching. They have to get good pitching. It's a real problem. They really need pitching badly. Hey, Ryan, what's up, D's? Hope you're doing well. Why are we not bringing up Jones and firing Boone? Bieber Toronto's a good pickup. Spencer Jones isn't going to come up for obvious reasons. The Yankees have Trent Grisham. The Yankees have Jason Dominguez. The Yankees have Austin Slater. The Yankees have Aaron Judge. And the Yankees have Cody Bellinger as well. They don't have room for an outfielder. So, yeah. Ryan, my guy, great info as always. Thank you, Jose. Slater, I mean, I'm saying, like, 2019, they got nobody. 2019, they literally got nobody. I'm not saying this is good. I'm not like, oh, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I'm just saying, like, 2019, I remember 2019. I remember 2019. So, yeah. Hey, Ryan, I'm not feeling very good about this pitching part of the deadline. Like, you have to give to get. Yeah, look, Brian Cashman has to be comfortable offering up top prospects to get good players. And if he's not going to do that, if he's not going to do it, he's not going to get anyone of note. And that is something that the Yankees have to get acquainted with. Like, now. They have to do someone now. They have to get better. They have to get arms. They have to do it right now. And if they weren't going to go all in to improve their pitching staff, the Yankees should have sold. That's how I feel about it. I'm being honest. If they were not going to get pitching, they should have sold. So if they don't end up with pitching, they need to sell. If they do end up with pitching, great. They need to end up with pitching. They need to. This is not looking good. I think we may only get one bullpen arm. The bullpen's gas. And the worst part is you don't have any relievers. You didn't add anyone for this series. So, yeah. They need to get arms ASAP, as soon as humanly possible. I know I put the H in there, but ASAP. If we don't get pitching, we have to jump cash. I don't know if I'm going to physically threaten the general manager of the Yankees, but I will be upset. I think I'll be upset. I think people need to relax and chill. The deadline is true 6 p.m. Let's wait until then to make final judgments. I would agree. Like, Brian Cashman's work isn't done yet. Brian Cashman's test hasn't been turned in. Can't grade a test. Can't give him an F on a test he hasn't handed in yet. It's unreal that we're struggling to get literally anyone. That's the market. The Yankees weren't going to go get rentals. And look, for the guys who have come off the board, none of them were really linked to the Yankees. So, like Ryan Helsley, I know there was some public smoke on that, but I never really truly bought that the Yankees were that interested in Ryan Helsley. Like, remember, the Yankees need The Yankees are going to have two big-time relievers hit free agency, and that's Devin Williams and Luke Weaver. To acquire Ryan Helsley means you're acquiring someone who is going to, at the very best, be around for 2025, and then you hope you can bring him back. And then you just kind of look at some of the other things that come into play here. You sit here and you acquire, let's say, Ryan Helsley. You're going to guarantee you're not re-signing one of your guys, or maybe two of your guys, and you just trade it for someone who's gone at the end of the year. I don't know if I agree with the notion that they shouldn't get relievers. I don't know if I agree that the Yankees shouldn't, like, the Yankees not getting rentals. I don't know if I'm fully in on that. But do I understand going for controllable pitching over that? Yes. Do I understand they want a closer for 2026? Yes. So they need to go get arms. They figured out the position player group. The position player group is in a great spot. It's in a great spot. They've got really, really, really good hitters up and down. They've got a good bench. They've got it. But their pitching staff stinks. It just does. They need multiple arms. They need multiple arms now. They need multiple arms as soon as humanly possible. So that's where we're at. Brian Cashman sucks at his job, just prospect hugging for bag players. Look, again, as I said, it's not good if they end up with no one. I will criticize the New York Yankees if they end up not adding a pitcher. But I am not going to criticize the Yankees for not getting a pitcher before the deadline is up. And I agree. I'd rather get rentals than no one. I'd rather get rentals than absolutely no one. So, I don't fully... I'm just telling you what they would like to do. I am not telling you what I want. I'm not telling you not that I won't tell you, but I have not told you what I want. I have not told you what I believe. I have not told you what I think they should do or how they should operate. But I'm telling you what they believe and what their perspective on everything is here. If we don't get, we already said that. Mason Miller, no. Okay, so let's talk Mason Miller real quick. Mason Miller is not someone who I believe the New York Yankees are going to acquire. Not because they don't like him, not because they don't want to get him, not because the Yankees don't think he's an impact player, but because the Yankees are not going to have the offer that includes George Lombard Jr. and like Jason Dominguez, like that whole mega offer that is going to be required to land you Mason Miller. Mason Miller is going to require just a haul. And are the Yankees going to trade that haul for a relief pitcher? I don't believe so. I don't believe that they're going to go and trade their top guys, all of their top guys, to get a reliever. So I think the Yankees would like him. I think the Yankees would be better with him. I think if there was a realistic way to acquire him, that'd be great. But I think that the Yankees are going to end up with a lesser name than Mason Miller, and that if he gets traded, it'll be to a team like the San Diego Padres. I think the San Diego Padres are the team that I kind of just go, oh, yeah, that's where he's going if he goes anywhere. So, yeah. Hey, Ryan, prepare yourself. Cashman doing nothing. Look, I'm prepared for all outcomes, and I have opinions for all outcomes. So, yeah. I got a question from Twitter. This is great. Hashtag Fireside Live from my boy Tim at TDPH68. Yeah, Jason is untouchable for what's currently available. I think they would trade him for Mason Miller, but I don't think they're trading him for Sandy. I don't think they're trading him for David Bednar. I think they would have for Yohan Duran. But even then, would they have that one? I think they would have, but I think it would have had to been 1-for-1 or get him, add prospects, and then try and get another piece in that deal. So that's kind of what my understanding is. It's a little bit, it's that one's a little murky, but I wonder I don't think that player exists on the market for them as it stands right now. I like the Nationals pitcher Mackenzie Gore. What would you have to give up to get him? Speaking of a guy that you'd have to give up Jason for, that would be kind of it, right? Like a Mackenzie Gore, Jason, maybe another top prospect. It wouldn't just be, it would be a multitude of guys. It'd be a multitude of dudes. So, yeah. Mets fans are saying they're going to win the World Series because of new additions. Look, they're good. They're good, man. They are good. They're good. We'll see how they perform the second half. See how they perform after the deadline, but they are a good team. And they addressed their biggest hole. Ryan, what's up, Tyler? Hope you're doing well. Could Taylor Rogers be a possibility? I wonder. He's attainable, I imagine. It's going to go, but I think another team might be more aggressive with a rental bid. Yeah. Let's see. Blue Jays have our number now with Bieber. It's worse. To be fair, we do kind of own Shane Bieber, so he's not the reason why they have our number. They have our number because of other reasons, because we played really bad defense in Toronto. Thoughts on the Mariners not giving up any of their 8 top 100 prospect for Eugenio Suarez? Yeah, I thought the Diamondbacks got an underwhelming return for Suarez. It was not a great return for the Diamondbacks, in my opinion, but that's initial thought. Maybe Tyler Locklear becomes something. They like what they see there, and then they end up in a scenario where they really have a nice power hitting first baseman, and you sit back and you go, wow, they actually did pretty well for themselves. So I'm going to give them time. I don't want to grade that deal and say, oh, they blew it, but it's definitely less than I thought they would get. Taylor Rogers was traded, but from the Reds to the Pirates. The suggestion is whether he will be traded from the Pirates again, and that is a real possibility. Taylor Rogers getting traded after getting traded to the Pirates could happen, because I don't think the Pirates desperately want to keep him. So, yeah. Do you think the Yankees will get a starter from the Marlins? I know they really like Sandy Alcantara. I know they would like to get him. I know that's on the radar gun. But we'll see. I mean, it's really hard to really know for sure, because there are other teams involved. Now, the teams I reported yesterday alongside the Yankees was the Mets were a team that were into Sandy Alcantara. We'll see if that continues, but I think it'll be Yankees, Mets. We'll see if the Padres and Dodgers get involved there. The Padres are a team that they're always interesting. You can always look at them and go, hey, they can get anybody. So would they get someone like Sandy? Maybe. He's cost controlled. He's kind of up their alley. They have a good pitching development. That'd be a good landing spot for him. They could trade Dylan Cease after that. And then you look at the Yankees situation with Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera is going to be way harder to get than Sandy Alcantara. Sandy is pitched worse than Edward Cabrera and doesn't cost as much money and doesn't have guaranteed money. So if you're a team, you'd rather take the flyer because it's just easier to acquire, and that rhymed. Easier to acquire, lesser on your luxury tax hit. Sandy's probably more realistic for the Yankees than Edward Cabrera, from my understanding of that situation. They're going to get Bednar. Look, the Yankees are into Bednar. They're really in on Bednar. We'll see if they end up landing him, but they like Bednar. I have a gut feeling we're trading for Sandy and a reliever. Look, if the Yankees got Sandy Alcantara and added a reliever and then add some no-name reliever that has good underlying numbers, yeah, that would put them in a situation where, they would have better rotation. They're able to push a starter to the bullpen. That makes their bullpen better. Then you have the two, you just got a lot better doing that. The Yankees just need arms. The Yankees can hit. The Yankees have offense. They can hit. I know that people don't fully agree with that sentiment, but the Yankees can hit. The Yankees have hit well this year. They still have the highest WRC plus in baseball. They still have the highest OPS in baseball. They still have the highest second highest on base percentage in baseball. They have the highest slugging percentage in baseball. They are hitting 253 as a team, which is the 8th highest mark in baseball. And they're only a few points back of some of the people ahead of them. They're a good team. This is a good team. This is not a bad team. I don't know whether I have such a hard time sitting here and buying the idea that the Yankees should not buy into this team, because they say the postseason is a crapshoot. They should act that way. Let's see. Yeah, this is something I think is a fair point. The Yankees have already acquired 3 bats, including 2 rentals. I don't think they're going to come up completely empty on pitching. And the other reason I say that is, again, look at who the Yankees traded. The Yankees traded Clayton Beeter, Braun Martinez. That was for Ahmed Rosario. For Ryan McMahon, Griffin Herring, Josh Gross. That was, again, for Ryan McMahon. Austin Slater, that's Gage Zeal. Zeal, Herring, Braun Martinez, and Gross are all not Rule 5 eligible this winter. Clayton Beeter is. Not Rule 5 eligible. He was on the 40-man. So 4 of the 5 players they traded have nothing to do with the 40-man roster. Absolutely nothing at all to do with the 40-man roster this year or in the upcoming offseason. The Yankees are not going to be able to keep all of their Rule 5 eligible pitching or players and not lose them to the Rule 5. Brandon Beck, Chase Hampton, TJ Rumfield, Eric Raiselman, Harrison Cohen, Jay Savina, Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz, Brock Selvage, Spencer Jones, and Henry Lalonde are all Rule 5 eligible. I think Lalonde could be left off and not touched because he's still in single A. I think you could argue it for Chase Hampton because he's got Tommy John. But, I mean, even then, you could roster and put him on the IL. Like, a team, I think, would pluck him. Would a team take Spencer Jones? Obviously, if they could get him for free in the Rule 5. So they're going to do it. If you're the Yankees, you're going to put Spencer Jones on your 40-man or trade him. You're going to put Brendan Beck on your 40-man or he's going to get plucked out of the Rule 5. TJ Rumfield was Rule 5 available last year and didn't go, but this year he will go. He will go if the Yankees leave him unprotected because this year, 137 weighted runs created plus, 313 average, 396 on base, 500 slug, 11 home runs in 93 games, hitting more home runs than he did last year on a per rate basis, hitting for more extra base hits, more power, more average, more slug, more pull side power, higher, more damage on contact, better swing decisions. Like he's a good defensive first baseman. He'll play big league baseball. So, yeah, that's awesome. Great. We love to see this. We love to see Slater out there. Really, really excited to see how he does. Let's just kind of take a quick look here. Interesting that like they have Ben Rice leading off. I think it's a lefty going, or is it a reverse splits guy? Take a look here. I don't know the Rays rotation all that well. I'm going to be honest. They've got Ryan Pepe out going today. That's interesting. Thanks, Lucas. I really appreciate it, man. I really do. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Pepe out's going good against lefties, bad against righties. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes, and then they're going to keep Rice because it's a righty and, okay. That actually is a really good lineup. I'm not going to lie. In terms of like lineup order. I don't know if they'll actually score or not. We'll see. What else we got here? Cease needs to go. Oh, Cashman needs to go grab Cease. The pen isn't the only thing that needs a couple of guys. The pen only needs a couple of guys, maybe Bednar. The deadline isn't serious this year. So my understanding is that I don't think Dylan Cease, not that I'm going to rule out the Yankees here, but I'm not 100% confident that he's going to be a Yankee. Like I would bet more on Robert Suarez over Dylan Cease as like the rental Padre arm the Yankees could target. So yeah. Just stupid constant lineup changes is nauseating. I disagree. I think in the postseason you want that to be the case, but you got new players. You got a righty in. I get why they're you got a reverse splits guy. I get why they're doing this. Yes, but Pepiot is bad against righties, and I know that. Like I get it, but you also I think we'll see how he does. Would absolutely love to see Sandy. Yeah, look, Sandy Alcantara is a player the Yankees like, the player that they've talked to the Marlins about. They're not just that was not an exploratory conversation. So, yeah. No Grish today. Yeah, it would be cool to see him, but I guess not. Will Amed Rosario start a game? He's so bad defensively. I don't know if the Yankees want him to start many games for them. I want Brendan Donovan. The price is probably sky high. I don't think the Yankees are going to trade for him after getting their infielders. So, yeah. Let's see what else we got. Yankees are going for Mason Miller. Don't be surprised to see Devin Williams traded. I don't think they're going to land Mason. I don't think their interest in Mason Miller is like the problem. I think the price is the problem. So yeah. I think the reason they like him is because he's controllable and they think they can make him better. Like, I think the issue for them is for Sandy is command, not stuff. If that makes sense. Camilo Doval, look, I mean, he's controllable. So he can be had for the Yankees. He's controllable. He can be had. Let's see what else we got here. Seattle Eugenio Suarez made them stronger. Cash means to get two good bullpen arms and a starter. I would like a starter. Yeah, I would like a starter and two bullpen arms. What's Bednar's walk-up song? I don't know, but I'll check. So David Bednar walk. Renegade? I don't know. I don't know what song this is actually. Give me one sec. Oh, it is Renegade. The Renegade. That's what it's called. Not the popular TikTok one, I think. All right. Rank the order of top pit starting prospects. 1 being the most okay trading, 5 being don't trade, please. Okay. So it's tough. The guy I wouldn't want to trade is Cam Schlittler. Like the guy I'd protect the most. And it's because, and I need coffee. I need to get coffee after this stream. It's because the Yankees, I think he's MLB ready. He matches your contention window. He can help you now. Might be able to help your bullpen, et cetera, et cetera. Now I look at some of the other guys. Okay. Cam Schlittler's one in terms of guys I don't want to trade. Carlos Legrange is the guy. Oh, I guess 5 is Schlittler. 4, Legrange. 3, I'd say Bryce Cunningham because he's not Rule 5 eligible, and Elmer Rodriguez is 2 because he is. 1, I'd put Hess, but that's a tough rank because Hess has a very unique fastball, and that makes him really hard to kind of say, oh, yeah, I'd just trade him. Yeah, I'd get rid of him. He's got a really good fastball. His fastball is awesome. It's gotten better. He's pitched better. He's been really impressive in high as of late. Well, and Cunningham's been hurt, so maybe I would put Cunningham below ERC, but the Rule 5 eligibility does matter to me. Rule 5 eligibility means that you have to roster ERC, and, I think he could be ready for that, but, right, you have to factor that in. Ben Hessen's coming back from the injured list. 35.7% strikeout rate, 9.5% walk rate, 2.91 ERA, 2.39 FIP. The fastball looks better. His stuff looks better. He looks good. He looks good, man. How do you feel about Joel Sherman's quote about the Yankees holding on to dreams? Look, let's call it for how it is, right? Let's call it for how it is. Because the Yankees cannot pretend like every single guy they've held on to has become a stud. And they cannot pretend like they haven't done some foolish things or haven't passed up on that they haven't done foolish things when they've passed up on certain guys because of certain price points. It was foolish to not sign Bryce Harper. It was foolish to not sign Manny Machado if you were gonna rely on Andujar that much, knowing he was a awful defensive third baseman. I hope that they don't. Look at their farm system and go, hey, these guys are good. All of them are going to be great. When you have a good farm, how many of them are going to become stars? Maybe 1. How many of them are going to become everyday regulars? Maybe 3 or 4. It's very hard to have multiple. And I know Corey Seager's coming up. I don't really think Corey Seager's a guy I look and go, damn, that's the guy they passed on. Because the way I look at it with Seager, the Yankees acquired, or the Rangers offered like $325 million, I believe. They don't have taxes. Like the Yankees would have to have upped that to $340. I get why they didn't commit like $340 million to Corey Seager. I get it. But that doesn't mean, I'm happy we don't have him. I wish we had him. I'm just saying I don't lump him in there for that reason. Machado signed a below market value contract based on the way he performed, and Bryce Harper has certainly been a player whom the Phillies have gotten an absolute steal on. Very hard to sit here and argue that the Philadelphia Phillies are not in a situation where they haven't sorry, I saw the Heyman say that Griffin Jackson option. He's not likely to be moved, I thought that was the consensus. But I hope we get him. It'd be cool. I don't know if we are. Yes, I get that. I'm just saying. Oh, sorry. I'll get to the Turner one. I get that. I'm just saying it is one thing for me to sit here and go, the Yankees should have put $340 million on Corey Seager. I wasn't a big, pay Corey Seager that much money guy. And so it's really important for me to be It's really important for me to be honest about what I want, but be honest about. I'm not going to hindsight tell you, oh, they should have signed Seager when I was like, hey, they should sign Correa and they shouldn't touch Seager at 325 because that's going to be 340 for them. That's not fair for me to do. If you feel that way, that's fine. I understand. I'm not saying it say that you're wrong. I'm saying I want to be consistent with what I said back in 2021, although I was a lot younger and maybe not as wise. Now, the players for Machado and Harper, those two signed below market value deals based on what we know now. And those are misses. You look at Gleyber Torres. Would the Yankees have been better off trading Gleyber for like Jacob deGrom in 2018? If that was a thing that they could have done, yeah, they would have been. He might have won the World Series. You look at 2000, let's say 2022 or 2021. If the Yankees traded Oswald Peraza for, Joey Gallo instead of Josh Smith, it would be a better team. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it happens. Would I have traded Luis Heel for Kyle Tucker? I would have then, and I still would now. I would have then, and it would have worked out really well for the Yanks at the time. We'll see. TBD. Tucker's really good. Although I guess Bellinger. Yeah, they wouldn't have had Bellinger. Never mind. Take that back. Trading for Juan Soto. They traded a lot for Juan Soto. And I would do it again. I would do it again and 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 again. Cliff Lee. Yeah, Cliff Lee. I think it was Eduardo Nunez they wouldn't part ways with. Yeah, they'd be better off if they had Cliff Lee. So, yeah. Could both Bednar and Alcantara be had? I imagine they could. It's crazy that Volpe's on pace to pass Gleyber Torres and errors for his 2021 season at shortstop. Yeah, he's had a really bad defensive year. It sucks too because he's hitting for more power. He's hitting for way more power. It's unfortunate. Yep, those are the two. My untouchable prospects are Jones, Lombard, Bryson, LeGrand, maybe Schlittler. I would only limit it to Lombard and maybe Schlittler. I'd trade anyone. That's what I'll say it every time. I would trade. I would trade anyone but those guys. I think the Astros are going to get Correa. I don't know. We'll see. Do you think Volpe will continue with this approach or will he abandon it to be a slap hitter again? Look, precedent says he's going to just, his approach is going to change. So precedent says he has to earn it. He has to earn it. Has to earn it. We'll see. A's looking for young pitching candidates for Miller, which the Yankees have a lot of. Yeah, but they're not going to trade that for it. They're not going to trade Schlittler, Warren, gut their entire farm system for Mason Miller. I don't think it's going to happen. What's your best guess on who the Yankees trade for today? I'll say David Bednar. I think is the best, is the most realistic good player, right? I think is that how I'm wording that? I'm not saying that oh yeah, he's happening, but I don't know, that feels realistic. We'll see. If the Yankees don't add, they're better off selling Heel. Yeah, I agree. If they didn't want to trade for pitching, they should have sold. That's just where I'm at. They should have sold if they're not going to get pitching. So hopefully they get pitching. Right. Not sure why a guy like Lombard is untouchable for Mason Miller. I just think that if they're going to trade him, they'll do it for not a reliever, which I think is fair. I wouldn't do it for a reliever. I don't want to do it for a reliever. I want to do it for a starter. So, yeah. Ryan, talk to Brian. It's time to go. I can't talk to Brian Cashman. I don't have his number, unfortunately. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks for me, huh? Sucks for me. Do you think they get a starter today as well? I hope. We shall see. TBD. TBD. If the Padres trade Suarez, where do you think he'd land? I don't know. Is Bednar a rental? Nope. Control through 2026. If the Twins are interested in Escara, maybe add some mid-level guys and get Column. I think there's a way to do it. Let's see. I'd give anyone up for Quan. I would trade like a lot for Quan too, but I'd rather do that a lot of trading for pitching, right? I think that's kind of the mindset you should have if you're Brian Cashman. Yeah, seeing Keller off the market stinks because he's at least going to draw. Like, okay, people are going to say, well, I don't want Mitch Keller, or like, I don't think they're going to get Mitch Keller. And that's fine. Like that's the point isn't whether you want Mitch Keller or like Mitch Keller. It's that he exists, and that is a name that another team could trade for. And that gives you the ability to maybe swoop in and get someone else. Yeah, Yankees need another big arm in that pen. Big fastball, big arm. No, he's not a free agent. He has like 2.5 years or a year and a half. I think. So, yeah. Yeah, imagine we made that trade. If we traded Aaron Judge for those guys, I wouldn't be a happy man. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. Just kind of waiting around now. Like, I don't, we would have a below. Oh my God, dude, below 500, we'd be in the shitter. We'd be in the shitter. Okay. Ken Rosenthal mentioned that Brock Stewart's someone who could go. So I want Brock Stewart so badly. Let's see what we got here. Ryan, why is Tim Hill so effective? It's his arm angle. I'm gonna be honest, it's legit just the arm angle and the movement. Like, he just is weird. Tim Hill is a very weird pitcher to try and barrel up. It's very hard to barrel him up. Very, very difficult. What's your ideal player for the deadline? If you're Cashman, Brock Stewart or David Bednar? I like both of them. I totally kind of blanked on Stewart earlier. I like Stewart a lot. We have a team option, yes, so we can keep Tim Hill beyond 2025, and he's been very effective for Los Yankees this season. What would a Cody extend? What would you offer in a Cody extension? 5 for 125 is reasonable, I think. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. What bullpen arm do you want? Stewart. Oh, I already said that. Stewart and Bednar. Yeah. You can see the Yankees don't make any. I'd be kind of stunned. I think they're going to do something. I think they're going to do something. I think they are. I think they're going to get someone. Personally. Hate that Cody's a Boris guy. Yeah, but, is life. It's life. I think Cody wants to stay here, and that'll, at the end of the day, he gets final say. He gets final say. Summer meeting should happen. The problem with that is that, like, you'd have to do it and then have the all. It's very weird. It'd be very strange. And I think a lot of them would also say, like, why would I need to travel to do this? I can do this on the phone. Like, you know what's the best way to put it? This doesn't need an email. This doesn't need an email. And this could just be an email. This could just be an email. This could just be a phone call. Right? Right. It's how that's how like any GM would view a summer thing. Like they just want to like get done with it. They have to draft. They have so much they have to do. So yeah, we'll see. This point, give me Miller, trade Cam, Carlos, Bryce. That's not going to get you Miller. It's not going to get you Miller. Anthony Bender feels like such a Yankee. I'd like him. He's an arm. He is an arm. He has an arm. So yeah. Yankees aren't prospect hugging. The Yankees are smart. Didn't trade top prospect for rentals. Then they should have sold. Cashman's on vacation in Tampa, according to reports anyways. They have a building in Tampa where they like have this stuff going on. So they're like in the war room. What else we got? If it was from 29th to 31st, again, the problem I think is that like you just went through the draft, and for teams a lot easier to do it in like their own headquarters. You know, you can like house people and all that. It's a little bit easier. So, yeah. What can the Padres give that the Yankees can't in a Miller trade? Craziness, aggression, willing to do things that the Yankees aren't willing to do to get the guy because they're not going to trade George Lombard Jr. and gut their farm system for a reliever. So, yep. What are the chances Grisham gets traded? I wouldn't trade Grisham. I don't know if they'll trade Grisham. I think Ascaro would go, if anything. Give Jason and Jones, too. Yeah, that might get you him, but again, why gut your whole thing for that, right? Right? Yeah. It's not what the Padres... Yeah, it's what he is willing to do. He is willing to do things that the Yankees are not willing to do to get Mason Miller. Yeah. Lombard's the next A-Rod. I would bet against him being the next the 100 WAR player, probably. Same thing happened today. Shane Bieber to the Blue Jays and Paul Sewald to the Tigers. Yeah. Technically, Suarez happened at like 12 o'clock, so that happened today, technically, but we'll see. Grisham's an FA and likely doesn't go back. Go ahead and trade him. Well, you want to win. Like, you want to win. He helps you win. What piece would it take to get Edward Cabrera? Probably George Lombard Jr. That's what they're going to ask for. Maybe they come down on that price a little bit, but it's going to be like Schlittler and like Jones or like something like that. They want. I mean, this is a young pitcher with a lot of control. What was the Murakami tweet about? I didn't tweet it, but I think it's just because like we're linked to him like this winter. So yeah, that's like a real thing too. Not much happening right now. Yeah. Do you think Miller's even on the table? Yes, he is. So that's my understanding. Do you think Aaron Judge will be a right fielder by October? Yeah, I think he will be. If he isn't, that would suck, but I think he will be. You finally have built the farm. We don't want to have to rebuild by trading a top guy. No, yeah. I mean, I just, the way I view it is like, dude, you need to win baseball games. You need to win baseball games so badly. Like you need to win baseball games. You need to win. So like, go win. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll see. They're in, I think. That's my understanding. But I don't know if that's like, yeah, we'll check in. I think his price tag is going to also fall off a cliff. I don't think he's going to sign for that much. So yes, you have minor league options if you sign. So they'll be able to just like option him if they don't really think he's that good. So yeah. What time does the market start to activate? Hopefully soon. Don't be surprised when he doesn't get any arms to his excuse that there are high prices willing to pay. Yeah, look, I hope that's not the case. It'll be hard. They're going to be worked. They're worked hard, man. Hill especially. I'm shocked he's still like pumping, you know? I don't think Miller's pitched in Saturday, so I think they're keeping him healthy. Yeah, I think he can get traded, but I think it'll be like the Padres, I think, are the team for him. Yankees have to be all in. Yeah, I think they should push all their chips in, but Brian Cashman doesn't feel the same way, it seems, and that's them. That's them. That's not me. I think they're wrong. Rubber Arm Hill, yeah. Garrett Clevenger should simply just walk across the field into the Yankee clubhouse. That'd be great. How do you feel about our chances for Sandy? I feel solid about them. Like, I think they can get it done. Not like, oh man, they're going to get it done. But I think they can get it done. I think. We'll see. They also don't have to trade him. That's like the big thing here is they don't have to trade him. That's like a real possibility here. So, yeah. Is Schlitter going to go to the bullpen when Heel comes back? If they get a starter, for sure. For sure. Murakami even good? I don't think so. I think he's meh. I think he's solid. I think he's for power. Maybe there's a couple of tweaks a big league team can make. Don't understand why Brian Cashman doesn't believe in this team. I don't either, considering the guy is the infamous, hey, playoffs are a crapshoot guy. So, yeah. I don't know about Sandy this year, performance-wise. I think he's going to be, but I think next year's going to be rolling. We'll see. Yeah, it's better to overpay. It's better to overpay. I'd rather them overpay. I don't, I'd rather them overpay. I would rather them overpay. I would rather them overpay. Are you going to be on through the deadline? I'm going to come off the stream at around 11, and then I'll be back on here at like 1. Not sure why Cashman wouldn't be all in on this team. Well, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really know. I don't really know. And I think I was the one who said this. I don't understand what their thought process is. That's how I feel. I don't know what their thought process is. I don't know what they're thinking. Yeah, I don't understand what they're just, okay. If you want me to be completely frank with you guys, if they don't do anything, you have to, like, if you're Brian Cashman, you have to retire at the end of the season. If you don't do anything, you have to retire. You don't know how to read the market. You didn't. If you did in 23, you're doing it again this year. That's 2 times in 3 years where you fucked up the deadline if you don't get pitchers. If you don't believe in a team, you sell. If you believe in a team, you buy. It's that simple. You don't do, you either buy or sell. It's one or the other. That's what a major league organization does. And he didn't believe in the 2023 team because he didn't buy for them. But the 2021 team's a great example. Why did you think the 2021 Yankees were good enough to go get Gallo, Rizzo, Heaney, Holmes, Rodriguez? Like, how did you draw that conclusion and not draw the same conclusion for this team, which has never lost its playoff spot? They have never lost a playoff spot. They have not lost a playoff spot once. And yes, Zach, 100%. It would be way worse, because the New York Yankees are actually good this year. The Yankees have never not been in a playoff spot. I don't understand what Brian Cashman's thought process is. If it's like, oh, I don't believe in this team. Bullshit. This team's held a playoff spot all fucking year. Bullshit. I want to keep Schlitter and LeGrand. A taller rotation is a more durable rotation. Brian, first off, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate you, Brian, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I like Schlitter a lot. I like LeGrand a lot. But I recognize in order to get one of those, get an impact arm, I don't think you can. I don't think you can do so without improving. You have to trade one of them if you're going to get like an impact arm, probably. So we'll see. Just real quick. Let's see. Buy for Belly. Yeah, Bellinger's been. You may never get a more productive year from Cody Bellinger in your life. I don't think they're going to fire him midseason, or I don't think they should. But I just don't. I don't want this to be the situation we're in. I haven't looked at the rotation, but I like the Yankees having more frontline guys, and I think that matters. But that's just me. I'm just grumpy old me, Well, to be fair, I would say Leon Rose is like a David Sternsian GM. So you kind of have David Stearns. That's Leon Rose. Leon Rose and David Stearns are like the same people. So yeah. Yeah. If we fired Cash or retired, I don't really know what that is. I don't know what that would be. I really don't. I haven't really thought about that at all. Dude, if we get Miles Michaelis, I'll blow my brains out. I don't want him. He's awful. He's the worst. He's terrible. Like Miles Michaelis stinks. There's no other way to put it. He's awful. He's like one of the worst pitchers I have ever watched the last 2 years. He's so bad. Like, he doesn't get any strikeouts. He allows a bunch of home runs. Yeah, he doesn't walk people, but he stinks. Doesn't get ground balls. He stinks. Stroman number 2. Yeah, he stinks. And Heyman's like, he added 3 miles per hour in velocity. Like, cool. Still sucks. Still terrible. I think I disagree. He's been awesome this year. Like, I'm sorry. It's hard. Like, a lot of guys are bad in high leverage. Like, most guys are worse than high leverage. You know? Just kind of how it is. It's kind of how it is. I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Last year was awful. This year, I don't think that's going to be the case. So, yeah. No, Stroman has no value. No value on the market. Jax is 0 for 6 in save situations. Yeah, he wouldn't close. And, like, again, it's just, like, it's really hard because, like, leverage stats are really weird. Leverage stats are like, oh, well, you know, is it a mental thing? Is it just variance? So, I do not want to bring back a retread manager. I am a big believer in not doing that. No, sir. Yankees have been are typically early with their trades and quiet on deadline day. I hope that the inverse occurs. I'm sure they'll ask. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'm sure they'll ask. Don't think they're going to get very far. Astros talking for Alcantara. Yeah, I also saw that they're probably like not going to get him. So, yeah. What would you give up for Bednar and Santana from the Pirates? Anyone but Lombard and Schlittler? Yeah. I'd explore, deals for other prospects in that. Matt Blake could make Bednar even better. Yeah, he could make. I mean, Bednar is really good. That's the other thing. You don't really have to You don't even have to You don't even have to You don't even have to make him better. He's already good. Ramon Urias to the Astros, not cool. Yeah, he's going to fit that ballpark really well. I think we missed out on Helsley. I don't think they really wanted Helsley. I don't think they're going to. The problem is that it's too late to sell. It's too late to sell. Got to do it now. You had to do it a couple days ago. It's too late to sell. Too late. Joey Gallo has less value than Stroman does right now. We got no. Gallo had more value because Gallo does not have as much money attached to him. And he was a year removed from being good. Like, Stroman has not been good in 2 years. Save stats for non-closer useless. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, good point. Look, you got to go get arms. Go get arms. Escara and Grisham for Cease. I don't think they'll do that. I would be okay with that. I'd be happy to get Cease, but yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that. I don't know. You don't say. Yeah, you have to go get arms. Like, you're never going to know you're not going to know if they're going to be this good in 2020 in 2026. They could never be this good with Aaron Judge again. So, yeah. Alcantara is a Yankee for sure. I hope. That'd be sick, but we'll see. I'm gonna start wrapping things up in a few though. I really need coffee. Like, I'm running on fumes right now. I'm like way more. I did not drink coffee beforehand. And I know Helsley's cool. He's great. But he's a rental. I think that's why that's not gonna happen. Anywho, gonna wrap things up soon. I'm just beat. I haven't had coffee. I'm legit tired as hell. Like, I'm so beat. I'm so tired. I stood up really late last night. I didn't have any caffeine before the stream. Because I need to save my caffeine hit for I need to send them for the caffeine hit I'm about to get. I need a caffeine hit for the afternoon. So yeah. I think we'll be fine offensively. I think we're going to be good with the offense. Who would you trade Spencer Jones for? I'd trade him for a lot. think I like Jones, but I think that prospects, the median outcome isn't a star. So yeah. We'll see what they do though. I'm gonna go at caffeine. And then I'll be back at 1. And we're gonna talk even more janks. So hopefully something happens before then. If something does happen, I will go live preemptively. So yeah, we'll see. All right. Keep you guys posted. I would trade him for Mason Miller. Yeah, to clarify. Yeah, I hate it too, man. It sucks. It sucks having the day game on deadline day. It sucks having a game on deadline day. Trade for Joe Ryan, probably not going to happen. But look, I'm going to go get caffeine. I'm going to go get shots of caffeine in my body, whether it's through a Red Bull or a cafe. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Let's go Yankees, everyone. Peace out. Love y'all. Be back in 3 hours, right? 11, 12. Yeah, about 3 hours. All right. Peace. Favorite stats to look at for relievers, strikeout to walk rate. Putting out the outro.
Perfect.